Hello, I'm Darren Johnson, Superintendent at Penns Manor Area School District. And our goal in this video recording is to speak to you as an administrative team to finish up the 2019-2020 school year. We also then want to talk about a little bit about the next school year. So before we get in to discussion with myself and other administrators, I do want to take this opportunity to thank every stakeholder in this school district, every role. First, I have to thank the 9 board members who has supported this administrative team since March 13th, when everything shifted and became different for us. Every issue that we have taken to them, they have listened to us and supported us in an effort to move forward. So thank you to them. I also know that in the process, the situation that we're in with COVID-19, it has also made a major impact on every school district's budget in the state. And those 9 individuals, I know, we have placed a tough task in their hands to come up with and support us in moving forward. So I want to thank each and every one of them. I also have to thank every administrator you're going to hear this afternoon in this video recording, along with the rest of our administrative team. Since March 13th, they have gone through a number of days of stress, coming up with things being put in front of us as hurdles to overcome. And in every moment, they have met with us to help the district move forward to get us where we are today. So I have to thank them. Also, the support staff that's amongst us as administrators, every single one of them has stepped up and supported each administrator in anything that we've asked them to do. I also just want to mention at this point, all administrators and office staff are back in the school buildings this week, and will continue throughout as we move forward. So if there's any issue or concern, please feel free to contact any one of the offices because support staff and administrators are here working. I also want to thank all the support staff, in addition to the secretaries that we have here every day with us, from the cafeteria workers who are continuously coming in clear from day one when we shut our school buildings down to work and make sure that meals are prepared and distributed to the community. My hat's off to them. Every single one of them has done a tremendous job in supporting our efforts to make sure we continue to provide meals. Also, I want to thank the parents who are listening to this video. I know that it has been a complete change for you, just as it has for us as an administrative group and a board. We know this is definitely not the ideal situation, clear from March 13th even to today. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for supporting your children as we move through this situation. Also to the students, I have to apologize that you're having to go through the situation that we've had since March 13th. I appreciate your efforts in working, providing feedback to our teachers. I thank you for that. Also, our teachers, hats off to them as they made a tremendous shift from teaching in the classroom every day face-to-face to providing instruction remotely since March. So thank you. I know it's been an adjustment for everyone, but again, we will move forward. Some district announcements that we want to talk about district-wide, and then we will hear from each administrator. First, to close out this school year, every student will receive a report card. Each building will be doing a mailing home. So the last student date for this school year is June 4th. So sometime the following week of June 8th, mailings will leave the building out to each student. That mailing will include our printed report card. It will also include any information that we need to send home. Maybe it's certificates or things of sort that's been left here at the district that we still need to send. All items will be in that single mailing that will leave here from our district buildings sometime the week of June 8th. And so speaking of report cards, every student will receive that final report card. Please understand that in grading period 4, since we were under enrichment review activities, what will appear in grading period 4 column will be an NG, which stands for no grade. So again, every student, with the exception of one group, will have an NG in grading period 4 on the report card for every single class. The group that has an exception to that is our students who attended our ICTC. There is a 4th grading period grade appearing on your report card. So let me go back to the large group or majority of our students' report card again. All of our students, again, with the exception of ICTC students, will have an NG in the grading period 4 column. The final grade will be tabulated and averaged from grading period 1, 2, and 3 to come up with a grade that's in that final column. ICTC students, again, is the exception. You will receive a final grade average from grading periods 1, 2, 3, and 4, since you have an actual percentage in your 4th grading column. So again, those report cards will come out in the final mailing at the end of the year. Also want to mention that if you are a student and parent that participates in our extended school year program, and again, those students and teachers, or those students and parents know who you are. Mr. Ray, our special ed supervisor, will be in contact with you, setting up extended school year activities throughout the summer. Those will not take place in our school building this summer. Those will all be handled remotely. Again, our teachers will be working with students in extended school year remotely, and Mr. Ray, our special ed supervisor, will be contacting you with those details. Also want to share with you, if you do not know yet, that we have also extended our communication in addition to our website, that you can also get information on the district on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That information to connect with us is currently on our website, so please take a look and join up and communicating with us now on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Looking into the next school year, I don't want to confuse anyone, but I do want to say this to the parents and students today. Penns Manor School District will have instructional days beginning August 26th. It is our ultimate goal to have every student participating by coming into our buildings on August 26th, opening up our doors, having face-to-face classes, just as we did prior to March 13th. Again, that is our goal. But as all of you know, again, we keep receiving regulations, guidance as to what we need to follow as a school district. So we know those, and we will continue to listen. We will continue to plan. So I do want you to know as parents that we have already thought through a number of scenarios. We are not going to talk about those scenarios today because we're just not going to cloud up communication. But I do want you to know as parents, as an administrative group, and as a school board, we are not sitting back just waiting. We've already thought through, should we not be able to open up our school buildings to 100% of our students in August, we do have plans ready. I will share this with you, which is an ultimate change for us, is that the administration team, under the direction of our Director of Technology, along with our board, have made a decision in order for us to ensure that we can continue instructional days. Should we ever encounter a situation like this again, that we need to equip every single one of our students with a device. So starting next school year, our administrative group and school board has made the decision to make sure that we have purchased and we have ready to put in the hands of every student beginning August 26th a Chromebook so that every student has a device should we ever encounter a situation like this again, or if we're in a situation that we can't have all students in our buildings on August 26th. In addition to that, I would just ask parents this, please. I mean, I know that we have a broadband internet connection issue in our school district. I applaud all of you that has completed our survey to help us work with county commissioners to move forward to expand that. I would ask you that if you're a parent that has the ability to get internet, please do that. That will certainly help out your son or daughter as we move forward. So in addition to the purchasing of a device for every student for next school year, We are also installing on the exterior of our buildings internet access points, which will allow those parents, students who have a connectivity problem be able to park in our parking lots and access the internet using the devices that we're providing, and then also having the availability to connect to the internet from our district parking lots. So those are a couple of the things that I do want to make sure that as a student, as a parent, you know that we are moving forward to. As it comes to scheduling, we don't want to put out that schedule yet as to how the school year will look next year, because again, you're seeing communication coming from the governor, just as we are. So as those change, we will certainly come up with different scenarios. But just want to leave you with this to know that we are in full communication with the school board, with us administration, and we will have plans to ensure that instructional days will take place on August 26th. So those are the items that I wanted to make sure that we covered district-wide. We do have the other administrators with us today, also in this video. So at this point, I would like to turn over to Mrs. Zeglin, our elementary principal. Mrs. Zeglin.
Thank you, Mr. Johnston. Before I get started, I did want to take a minute to talk to the students and say that we all miss you so much, and we really do hope that we're able to see you on August 26th. We hope that you have a really great summer, that you take time to read, but that you also go outside and play. But please make sure that you're safe. Remember, our first priorities are your health and safety at all times. Most importantly as well, we want you, each and every one of you, to be proud of what you have done during the last 3 months. You have worked really hard, and you've been able to adapt to a situation that none of us have been prepared for. So please be proud of everything that you've done, because we are proud of you. To the parents, as Mr. Johnston had said, report cards will be mailed home sometime during the week of June 8th. We will have an NG in that fourth marking period slot, but don't let that concern you. All elementary students will be promoted to the next grade. Remember next week that June 2nd and June 3rd are our days for turn-in and pickup of student personal items, and also to turn in district items. We have decided to use June 2nd from 8 to 11 for last names that begin with A through F. From 1 o'clock then to 3 o'clock for last names G through M. Then on June 3rd, we will have last names N through S for 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then last names T through Z from 1 o'clock to 3 p.m. Now, if any of those times do not fit you, just please contact either myself at the elementary or Mrs. Dolges at the high school. I'm sure that we can find something that works. Our high school drop-off will be at the bus ports. And remember, you will not have to get out of your vehicles. We're asking that you pull right alongside the curb. And Mrs. Dolges will talk a little bit more specifics for the high school. Same thing that goes with our elementary. Our Chromebooks will be returned at the elementary main entrance. And again, you will not have to get out of your vehicle. Instead, just pull right up alongside the curb, and then someone will be up to grab the Chromebook and also the charger. Elementary items drop-off and pickups then will be at the gym entrance. And again, you will not need to get out of your vehicle. Just pull right up alongside the curb in line, and then proceed out whenever you are done. You will not need to return any packet materials that have been sent home to you, but we are asking that you return all textbooks, books, or any school property on those days during that particular time. Okay, and again, if you have any questions on any of that, please do not hesitate to contact myself or Mrs. Dolges. Unfortunately, due to circumstances, we are unable to hold the summer STEAM camp that we were really excited to start this year. But please know that we are continuing to plan that, and I am hoping to make that a yearly traditional camp as soon as we are able to. Also, our summer library, while the physical summer library hours are canceled as well, we will be able to, or you will be able to continue to read and to take AR quiz remotely. Mr. Grimaldi did want to share that exciting news with you, so I will turn it over to him. Thank you, and all of you take care. Mr. Grimaldi?
Thank you, Mrs. Eglin. I know that Dr. Schellenbarger and Mrs. Belchick and Vivian will be disappointed that there will be no summer library this year. They look forward to seeing the kids coming into the school during the summer days and being able to check out books and also take AR quizzes. During the pandemic, we've lifted the restrictions on AR testing. Before the pandemic, you could only take AR tests here at school. The restriction has been lifted and students are able to take AR quizzes at home. That'll continue throughout the summer. So kids, I encourage you to keep reading and keep taking AR tests. We'll probably have a week shut down during the week of June 8th, just so I can convert the AR system from one school year, the 1920 school year, to the 2021 school year. Once the week of June 8th is completed, students will be able to log in as normal from home and take an AR quiz. Also, congratulations to those students who continued to read throughout the pandemic. You should have gotten awards if you earned them in the mail. I mailed them about a week ago, so they should have arrived at your home. Congratulations to you, and I'm very proud of your efforts. Also, I wanted to mention the Chromebooks. Those students that received a loaner Chromebook from us, it's very, very, very important that those get returned to the district, because we've included those in our count to begin next school year. Those Chromebooks have to be come in. They have to be sanitized and updated and ready to go next school year. So we will be able to do that for everyone. One other thing that I'd like to mention, students that are in grades 9 through 12 that are taking Penn Highlands courses, those courses will still be available during the summer. So if you have a question about Penn Highlands dual enrollment, you're involved in that, please contact Mr. Packer or Mrs. Donatelli. They're in at the school. They're working every day here. So give them a call here at the school and they'll be sure to take care of you and answer your questions. Also, again, I'd like to thank all the teachers, students, and parents for your flexibility and willingness to work during the school break. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Mrs. Dolges.
Thank you, Mr. Grimaldi. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for the effort and the time that they have put forth through this time. I know it hasn't been easy for everybody. It's been a big adaptation for the teachers and for the students, and everybody has done very well. And we've had a lot of students participating, and I'm really proud of the fact that even though it wasn't required or wasn't graded, that students continue to participate. At the high school, as Mrs. Eglin had said, quarter 4 grades will be an NG, but students are permitted to, or students will get a final quarter 4 grade average if they are ICTC students. Those will be the only ones that will have a quarter 4 grade. The NG will be for all other students, and everybody will have a final average. In grades 6, 7, and 8, students will be promoted to the next grade unless they have failed 2 or more credits. That doesn't necessarily mean 2 or more classes, it means 2 or more credits. For example, if a student in grades 6, 7, and 8 failed a science course and a library science course, that would be 1.25 credits, and they would still be able to move on to the next grade level. But if that student failed a science course and a math course, then that is 2 full credit courses that they have failed, and they will be retained. In grades 9, 10, and 11, students will need to have met the credit requirement to be promoted to the next grade level. If a student fails a course, such as an English course, they will need to either retake that course next year, or they will be able to do a summer course. Now, the students in grades 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 all have the option to do a summer course for any of the courses that they have failed. That information will be sent home in your end of the year envelope that we will be mailing the week of June 8th. In that envelope, you will have a failure letter if you did not pass all of your courses, and you will have the information to register for the summer courses. The programs that the companies that we use for those summer courses are EduSeer and Keystone Credit Recovery. Keystone Credit Recovery is a paper pencil packet that is mailed to the students, and EduSeer is an online packet. The dates for whatever packet you choose, the due date will be listed. The due date is a little bit earlier if you do the paper pencil, simply because we need to allow time for it to be mailed and scored so we can get the score back. Both of those are independent companies. Once you receive the information, if you have questions about the courses, you need to contact individual companies, not here at the school. If you have questions or you can't get a hold of anybody, by all means, let us know. We can help you. But the individual companies are the ones who are responsible for their credit recovery. All we receive from them is the final grade. You have to have your course done. I would recommend doing it as soon as possible so we can get the score back and adapt your schedule for the following school year. As Mrs. Zeglin had said, June 2nd and 3rd, we are asking students to return all textbooks, library books, calculators, Chromebooks, anything that you have that belongs to the district. At the high school, we will be using the bus port for all materials with the exception of Chromebooks. Chromebooks will go to the elementary entrance. At the high school bus port, all other items can be dropped off. The way we will operate is at the very end of the bus port, you will pull up, you will give your books, they will inventory your materials, check everything in. We ask that you put a Post-it note with your name and grade level on every item. This helps make things go quicker, and it also helps if a student said they turned in a book and that's not accounted for, then we can easily look to see what was turned in. Once your materials are dropped off, you will pull forward in the bus loop and you will get your locker contents. The locker contents are all in a bag with your name on them. The instructional aides worked very hard this year during this closure, and they packed up every locker and every gym locker. Anything that was in your assigned locker was taken out and put in a bag with your name on it. If you had items in a different locker or somebody had items in your locker, you are going to have to coordinate with that student to get your items back or return their items. There was no way for us to know whose items are which, so we bagged everything in your assigned locker. On June 4th, we are going to have a drive-through graduation ceremony. Unfortunately, this year we were not able to have our traditional ceremony, but this year we are going to have a drive-through ceremony. We're trying very hard to do something to recognize the seniors. We are hoping that later in the summer we can possibly have a traditional ceremony and possibly hold the prom. But for now, on the last day of school on June 4th, we want to do something to recognize seniors. Our graduation ceremony will start promptly at 6 o'clock. We ask that all students arrive by 5:30. We are asking students to use the entrance off of 403 near the district office. All other entrances will be blocked off. Each student is permitted to have 2 vehicles, only 2, due to the limited number of parking. We ask that both vehicles arrive at the same time. This is very, very important. If you want to go through the procession together, you need to arrive together. We cannot save parking spots or hold parking spots. We need both vehicles to pull in the drive entrance off of 403 at the same time, one in front of the other, in order to ensure that you're parked near each other and you can go through the processional together. Again, parking is going to be very limited. Cars are going to be, very tight in there. We cannot save spots. The ceremony will start at the far lot near the football stadium. We are going to have the students that would normally speak at graduation give their speeches, and I will present the class of 2020 and announce the students as graduates. Once they are finished with that, then we will have the processional. The students, you will go around the circle at the bus port. At the end of the bus port, cars will stop, and the student only will exit the vehicle to receive their diploma over by the marquee. Anna Leckham will be available to take pictures of every student at the marquee with Mr. Packer receiving their diploma. In the picture, they will be holding the diploma cover. That cover does not hold your diploma. Your diploma will actually be in an envelope that we will give all seniors. Also inside that envelope will be your diploma, your health records, which we do not keep a copy of. So it is very important that you make sure you do not lose the health records. We will also include in that envelope information about purchasing the graduation picture that Jenna Latham is taking. Those will be available to purchase through her. And then she will mail them to you. And finally, in your envelope will be scholarship information. Any student who receives scholarship, your scholarship information and your check will be inside your envelope. Once the students are finished with their picture, they will get back in their vehicles and they will drive their vehicle around to the front entry of the elementary, where the students will have a celebration parade with our faculty and staff. The celebration parade, they can, move slowly, but we do ask that everybody please remain in your vehicles and continue moving. As the processional, you will have some time, but the processional does need to be continually moving, so we do not hold up everybody else behind you. When you go through the celebration parade over with the faculty and staff, then cars will exit onto 553 at the lower elementary entrance. Again, we are trying very hard to make this a nice ceremony for students. We're very proud of all of our graduates, and we're very sorry that we've had to go through this school year. We miss them all, and this is one part of the year that I truly miss, because graduation is always a very special time for families and for students. So again, if you have any questions with anything, with your report cards, with anything else, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here all summer. You can call into my extension or any of the secretaries. Thank you. Mr. Johnson?
Thank you, Mrs. Dole. Just wanted to check back in with any administrator if there's anything that you still wanted to present before we close.
Nope.
Okay. Again, on behalf of the district, I want to thank you for taking the time to review this video. I sincerely want to thank every stakeholder in this district personally, because without all of your support, whether that be that you're a school board member, whether you're a parent, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a staff member, I appreciate all the support that you've given us to move from March 13th to the present. Again, we will have another communication out to you in video as we move through the summer. But today's goal was just to summarize to you how we will close out the year, just a tidbit of what the next school year looks like. But we will be back with you on more details of what the next school year brings us. Also, I personally want to congratulate the class of 2020. I appreciate your efforts in being a comet, even ending the school year under enrichment review. I appreciate the time and effort that the class officers have taken to meet with administration on Zoom meetings to make sure that we're planning the best celebration that we could have on June 4th. So look forward to seeing the class of 2020 on June 4th as you begin the next steps of your life. So again, thank you to everyone on behalf of the district. I appreciate everyone's patience. Again, we'll be back with you with a video later on in the summer. Take care.